I'd like to do some talking in this video, so that's exactly what I'm going to do. And I first want to start by saying that I've smoked since I was 11 years old. That's when I first started smoking. And I smoked cannabis and tobacco for 20 years of my life. And I've also stopped smoking a lot of times. I've stopped, started. And I started making videos on this channel about 5 months ago. And I'd say 3 or 4 weeks before me making this channel, I was still doing it in this shack here, do you know what I mean? I was coming back here with my weed and that, and I was just chilling out in here, smoking and that. And looking back now, I think I was alright, but looking back now, how I feel today, I don't think I was alright. It weren't that bad, you know what I mean, but I was a little bit down in dumps, do you know what I'm saying? Just recently, like, I've been trying to turn things around. I don't want to take all the praise away because I've got a good friend in my life, and I've also got a good book in my life as well, and they've kind of helped me. Even people that said not too nice things to me in the past before, that's kind of helped me. So yeah, a few weeks before I made this channel, I stopped doing all that stuff, and I stopped doing it for a bit, and then I moved to a different area, into an house and that, over at winter and things like that, and then I started again. So if you look on my videos, there's a video where an axe sticking out of ice, and that's around the time I started again. And I think I was back on it for like a month and a half or something like that, and then I stopped again. So as it stands now, I haven't been doing it for another, I'd like to say 2 months more or less. I think it's more, a little bit more. And I feel alright. Like, the way I feel now, and looking back to how I feel when I'm doing that crap, I feel a lot better. And I do get urges sometimes to do it, but I try, man. That's all I can do. That's all we can do, innit, is try, do you know what I'm saying? So everything's all good. I just want to talk about a few things really. So I'm not trying to preach anything or tell anyone what to do with their lives, but I'm only talking about my experience. I've been struggling to sleep just recently, and I found that, so at minute, I don't know if you've watched my last couple of videos, I've been microdosing. Should I say what I've been microdosing or should I not? I think there's people out there that know exactly what I've been microdosing. So I've been microdosing, I've been doing a lot of barefoot walking, and I've kind of changed my diet as well. So I've stopped eating meat and things like that, and I feel a lot better. I feel more relaxed. I feel good, you know what I'm saying? I've been sleeping better at night times and things like that. So yeah, I'm happy to share that with everybody, you know what I'm saying? I find it hard to speak to a camera because I'm used to speaking to people, but I just have to pretend someone's here, and it's quite difficult to do, especially when you listen to yourself talking and hear yourself talking. You see yourself talking. But this place here, man, I lived in here for 5 months, you know, man. And 5 months ago, I started doing these videos, and then what, within 2 weeks of me making this channel, I managed to move out and go to a different area and move into an house. Well, I was just coming back in here, man. Mate, I've had some mad experiences down in these woods, man. I don't know. I kind of like this place. When me and my mates were kids, you know what? I shouldn't say this, but I'm going to say it. We used to sniff petrol and we used to take gas and things like that. And in here, I had a tin of gas. I don't know what possessed me to do it, but I just thought it'd be clever to start doing it again. So of space for a few days, I managed to consume a full tin of gas. Do you know what I mean? I can remember finishing it one day, stepping outside here. I was smoking and all that, just thinking, oh my God, look at myself. Do you know what I mean? What am I actually doing? What have I become? Do you know what I'm saying? Like I say, I think I've managed to turn my life around a little bit, and I don't want to take all the praise. I've got a good friend, and I read a good book and things like that, you know what I'm saying? So, yeah. But as it stands today, I feel okay, do you know what I mean? I'm homeless, I ain't got an house, and I live in a tent, I live all over, I live in different places, do you know what I'm saying? I'm getting kicked out of certain places, because I'm doing it on private land, I guess, do you know what I'm saying? But I'm meeting some people and they're offering me drinks of tea, or they look coming like the rate sound, you need anything, can I give you anything? And then other people are like looking at me like I'm proper doing something right bad. So I try not to let it get to me, I just get out of there, I just move on. I try not to stay and just add to the fire as such, you know what I'm saying? I'm not really one for speaking. Well, I am one for speaking, but to people who I know. I'm guessing you lot are a bunch of strangers, so this is quite big for me to do this, do you know what I'm saying? I say some personal stuff. And like that lurcher I've got, I've never taught it to hunt or anything like that. It just goes out and does it. And on 2 occasions now, it's run off and I've found it with a dead deer. So it's had two deers, do you know what I'm saying? And when I've actually butchered the animal myself, I don't know, man. It's all right to go in a supermarket and just buy meat, but when you have to cut it open yourself and do it, and I don't know, man. I kind of find it a little bit upsetting. Don't get me wrong. I did eat all the deer and I didn't waste anything, but I don't really want to do it again, and I don't want him doing it again. So I'll try my hardest to stop him hunting, which I don't think I'll do. I just have to keep him on lead as much as possible. What else can I talk about? Yeah, so when I keep going on about a walk from Skegness to Bridlington, that took me ages to do, or over the space of like 2 weeks. I was stopping the tent on the beach and things like that. When I got to Bridlington, well, sorry, I want to be truthful about that. So in 2023, I walked from Skegness to Grimsby. And then in 2024, I walked from Grimsby to Bridlington. So when I got the train back to Grimsby, I had money for a day. And then I run out and I was there for like 10 days. It took me 10 days to walk from Grimsby up into Bridlington. And some of the things I was doing to feed me and dogs, man, I don't know, I would just do it. I don't really want to talk about them things, you know what I'm saying? But I was also eating stuff off the beach and things like that, so I do intend to go back. But I've got a little bit of money this time, so I think I'll be alright, do you know what I mean? But I want to try my hardest, I want to try my best to live off the land as much as I can. And I think I'm going to struggle doing it, because the only way I can charge my phone is through a power bank. So there might be days where I might be not posting for a bit, but I'll try and post as much of it as possible as I can. I feel like editing this video, like when I speak I'm stuttering a little bit, but that's who I am, you know what I'm saying? I suppose I feel a little bit nervous, but just try and go with it, man, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I keep saying that all the time, you know what I'm saying? But I did live in here for like, look at this place, man. Thing you're seeing on videos, man. Look at it now. You know what I mean? All rainwater's gathered in this great balloon of a thing here, man. That's just full of rain. Listen. Here, look, I'll not be sitting back there because it's wet. Right, so I've done some talking, and I'll let you know a little bit about myself to the people that's watched and subscribed, which I do appreciate. So before I go, I just want to say one more thing. I try and be as possible, and this might seem a little bit negative, but I've got, like, I don't know, I know people that's 30-year-old, 32 years old, 30, whatever age, 30 plus years old, and they live at homes with their mums or the dads, and they haven't really got no bills to pay or anything like that, and I haven't got a problem with that, you know what I'm saying? But what I have got a problem with is when they try to tell me what to do with my life and how to live my life, do you know what I'm saying? Mate, you live at home with your parents, man, come on, you know what I'm saying? I don't, you know what I'm saying? So just let me live, man, you know what I'm saying? Thank you. Goodbye.